ones, tall ones, fat ones, skinny ones, nice ones, mean ones, hairy ones, and scary ones. Let's go see the animals, the animals, the animals. Let's go see the animals. They're waiting for me and you. They're waiting for me and you to come along and spend some time with them in their home. I wonder what they eat and how they sleep. Let's hurry, they don't want to be alone. Let's go see the animals, the animals, the animals. Let's go see the animals. They're waiting for me and you.
Well, this looks like it's going to be a lot of fun, Jeradiah. I really like going to the zoo.
Yes, that Jennifer sure is lucky to get to go down to Miami, Florida and see all of our friends and cousins at the zoo. Hey, aren't we being rude? We should introduce ourselves to all the kids out there who are going to go along with us today.
Yeah, what am I thinking of? My name is Cleeroy, and I'm a...
Cleeroy? What in heaven's kind of name is that? I've never heard of anyone or thing named Cleeroy before.
Well, before I was so rudely interrupted, I was about to tell everyone that my name is Cleeroy, and I'm a gorilla.
Well, excuse me, but what in the world is a gorilla?
Well, where have you been all your life? Can't you see that I'm an overgrown monkey with no tail?
Oh, you mean gorilla. You're a gorilla.
That's what I said, gorilla. Well, what's your name anyway? Big Mouth?
No, it's Jeradiah, and I'm a bullfrog.
Isn't that supposed to be Jeremiah? And what the heck's a bullfrog? Either you're a bull or a frog. Now, which is it?
Oh, fiddly diddly. Now tell all the nice boys and girls out there what our job is.
Well, okay. You see, Jeremiah, or Jeradiah here and me.
That's Jeradiah and I.
Jeradiah and you? You are Jeradiah. It's you and me that's gonna host this show, ain't it?
Oh, Cleeroy, don't you know how to talk? You don't say ain't, and in proper English, you're supposed to say Jeradiah and I.
Oh yeah, sorry. I always forget. Anyway, Jeradiah and me, Jeradiah and I are going to be your hosts today. We're going to watch Jennifer and her friend Kalena on our TV right behind me there, just like you're going to watch them on yours.
Yeah, that's right, Cleeroy. But you better quit jabbering so much now because the girls are running up to the giraffes right now.
Oh boy, I really like those long-necked critters.
It looks funny. Look how that one's so bigger than the other one. I know. See, doesn't that look funny? That one's bigger than that other one over there. I know. And there's the other zebra. There's another zebra. I see two zebras. There's the mom, there's the daddy, there's the mommy, and there's the baby. Yeah. Look at that. Watch, he's eating. He's eating off the tree. The giraffe. Look at the giraffe. Look at his tongue. There's another one. There's the daddy, there's the mommy. There's the mommy, there's the daddy. See, there's the daddy, there's the mommy, there's the baby. I know. Uh-huh. It's going.
Man alive, why in the world are those necks so cotton-picking long, Jeradiah?
Well, Cleeroy, that's so they can reach way up into the trees to get leaves to eat.
Leaves? They eat leaves? Man, I sure would rather have a banana than leaves. Hey, what are those funny-looking critters?
Those are colobus monkeys. Aren't they pretty with their long white hair?
Yeah, sort of looks like they have gray hair, doesn't it?
Aren't they cute? Mm-hmm. They look like monkeys, but they aren't because they have those big old white things that look like they're wings. Look like they have wings. Look at the babies up there. Oh. In the corner. They're eating leaves. I know. And their tails are so big. I know. They're cute looking. See that little one right there? Oh, yeah. It's jumping everywhere. Yep. There's that one. See? There he is. Did you see that? He just jumped on this mother's nose. Look at those big old ducks over there. Their big old beaks. Look at that one. Little tiny one. I know, that's the one I'm talking about. Jumping everywhere. He's a jump. See, look at Daddy. Yep. He must be, no, he must be the big spider. There's the Daddy up there. There's a little baby trying to get up on his mother. See it? Yep. They're cute. I wonder if they hurt you if you pet them. Look at that one, scratching like a dog. Yeah. That one in the corner, he's going. Got big tails. I know, look at that one. He's just staring at us like, what in the world you're doing? They have little tails with big tails. Yeah, the baby ones have little tails. They'll get big tails. Yeah. I think the other ones got big tails.
Well, what do you think of those silly monkeys, Cleeroy?
Well, I thought it was pretty neat. I don't know about all that silly jumping around and stuff, those silly little pipsqueaks. They might bug me too much.
Oh, you're just an old grunt, Cleeroy. Let's go see Ron McGill now.
Ron McGill? What in the heaven's name, what kind of animal is a Ron McGill?
Oh, Cleeroy, there you go again. Ron McGill isn't an animal. He's Jennifer and Kalena's friend, and he knows lots about animals.
Oh, yeah. How come he knows so much?
Well, he works for the zoo here, and he's been on lots of TV shows and stuff. You know, like David Letterman.
You and your name dropping. Let's just see what he's got to say to the girls.
What's the little baby's name?
Little baby's name is Binti, and that's a Swahili name for meaning first, because that was her first baby. You know, you look at these animals, and a lot of people look at them, and they call them monkeys. But you know what?
What?
They're really not monkeys. Let me give you a little hint. Anything that does not have a tail cannot be a monkey. These are what are called greater apes, and apes and monkeys are different. See, so that's something you really need to keep in mind. Another thing about these types of apes, these are called chimpanzees. They're really smart animals. They're very social. Social means they live in families like you do. Okay, a lot of animals don't do that. They are pretty much what we call individual. They live by themselves, but the chimpanzee is very social and very smart. Another thing the chimpanzee does that very few animals do is that they use tools. Just like your dad might use a hammer for something, well, they'll use tools. They use sticks to get insects, which they eat, that stick the sticks down into the dirt to get the insects out. They'll use rocks. If they're threatened, if something's coming to hurt their family, like a leopard or a lion, they'll actually take rocks and sticks and throw it at them. And that's very smart for an animal. So the chimpanzee is a very smart animal. Another thing you need to realize about chimpanzees is that many people look at them and think they're cute and would make a good pet, but really they wouldn't, because chimpanzees are very, very strong animals. You know how strong your dad is, right?
Yeah.
One chimpanzee is as strong as 10 of your dads put together in one. Okay, they can actually take a coconut and break it with their hands. So they're very, very dangerous in that way. You have to be very careful. They're not aggressive. They're not mean. If you were to see them in the wild, they wouldn't come running after you. But they are very defensive. If you were to corner them or hurt them in one way or another, they could really hurt you.
What about you would be nice to them?
Well, you know, it's hard to say what's being nice to them. Sometimes they would panic. They would get very nervous, because you have to realize in the wild where animals live, animals sometimes eat other animals for dinner, okay? And the animal might not know if you're coming to be nice to it or if you're going to come to eat it, so it might get nervous, and that's where it may be dangerous, you see. And where this animal comes from an area called Africa, from small areas of Africa, which is on the other side of the world. In Africa, we have a lot of the animals that many people consider exotic, you know, like the giraffe, like the rhinoceros. But unfortunately, they're becoming a little less in numbers. They're not as popular as they used to be because the habitat, you know, the jungle where they live is being kind of cut down to make houses and things. So what we have to do is we have to try to make sure that we kind of preserve those jungles. We try to appreciate the wild areas where these animals live so they can still live for a long time to come. Okay, I'll tell you what, I'm going to show you another type of greater ape now called a gorilla, okay? Let's go see it. Why don't you have a seat right here? And I'll tell you a little bit about the gorilla. Now, the gorilla, many people consider to be the largest monkey, but again, the gorilla doesn't have a tail, okay? So it can't be a monkey, it's got to be an ape. And it's the largest of the greater apes. There are really two types of gorillas. There's what we call the lowland gorilla, which has very short hair, okay? And there's the mountain gorilla, which has very long hair. And it's found really higher up in the mountains. And the reason why it has the longer hair is because it gets colder up in the mountains, you see? So it helps keep it warmer. Have any questions about the gorilla?
Why it has a cage?
Why does it? Well, it doesn't really have a cage. That's kind of a cave. And the cave enables people to get a little closer look at it. See, here at Metro Zoo, one of the biggest things that we are very proud of is that we don't keep animals in cages here. All the animals you see are out on very large exhibits without any bars, so they can act naturally. You know, that's very important because when you have an animal in a small cage, it really isn't as comfortable as it would be out in an open exhibit like this. See, this way it thinks it's out at home in the wild, and it's very natural, and it will have its own family out here, and that's very important because for the animals to have babies in captivity, you see, it ensures that there'll always be these animals for many years to come. So when you get older and you have children and your children have children, they'll be able to still see these animals because what we want to do is we want to avoid an animal called extinction, okay? We always want to avoid that. Now, you see what he did there was, he kind of threw a rock across the way there, and that's his way of defense. What I had told you about the chimpanzees, the gorilla will use rocks and sticks as a defense to try to scare away something that it thinks is very dangerous, okay, or that it's threatening to him. Now, again, on the extinction, when something becomes extinct, it's something that's gone forever. Okay, so we want to avoid that. And having these animals here at the zoo like this is something that helps us out. It makes sure that the animals will be healthy and will have babies and hopefully preserve themselves for years to come.
Why do they look like that and so mean?
Well, you know, many people think gorillas are mean because you've heard of King Kong, right?
Yeah.
Well, King Kong really wasn't mean. King Kong was scared because they took him away from his home, okay, and they put him in the middle of a big city and he didn't have an open exhibit. He was frightened. Gorillas are not dangerous or mean at all. The name for the gorilla is called a gentle giant, okay, because it's such a large animal. You know how much a big male gorilla can weigh? Over 400 pounds. Okay, the females don't get quite that large. Another thing you'll notice about the gorilla when you look at it is the male has kind of a silver back to it. The male gets a silver back when he's grown up, when he's mature. You know, sometimes, like if you ever look at your father or when your grandfather gets older, you see how their hair kind of gets gray? That shows a sign of maturity. But when the gorilla has the gray back like that, he's called a silverback, and that means he's an adult, full-grown male. Any other questions?
Do they climb trees?
Yeah, gorillas do climb trees. As a matter of fact, what they do is they'll actually sleep up in trees. They make nests up in the trees. They'll break leaves and they kind of make a little bed up in the trees and they'll sleep there. Okay? But they do sleep up in trees because it helps protect them from the predators that may be on the ground. There might be animals on the ground that may hurt them, and them being up in the tree helps them out. Well, girls, I really want to thank you for coming out to the zoo. I appreciate you being here, and I hope you come back and bring your friends next time, okay? Take care.
Well, I guess that Rob McGill's pretty smart after all, isn't he, Jeradiah? But he didn't show us the orangutans yet.
Oh, that's right. Well, here they go now.
I like bananas. How about you? I thought so. I like to swing from trees and vines. I'll bet you do too. Yes. I play all day in the trees. I'd sleep if I could play with you. That'd be real neat. Can you make this sound? Monkeys in orangutan. You see, I'm very smart. I can do things like you do. Yes, I can learn some things by just watching you. Okay, now, you touch your nose and I'll touch mine like you. Scratch your head and I will do it too. I can hang by my tail, but you don't have a tail. Monkey ape, orangutan. I love bananas. I really do. I would do just about anything for a banana right now, this very minute. Would you give me one? Oh, please. Monkey ape, orangutan.
Did you see those guys swinging around on those ropes? How neat. Hey, Jeradiah, do you think those animals like living at the zoo?
I think they would rather be living in their real homes in the forest, but the zoo is a nice place to live. Besides, not everyone can go to the woods and see them, so we put them in zoos so lots of people will get to watch them.
Yeah, and besides, if they lived in the woods, hunters might get them hung.
Well, perhaps, but hunters aren't really bad, Cleeroy. You see, not too long ago, man used to live in the woods right along with us.
Oh, yeah?
Yes, and for the first 16.5 million years, he had to hunt so he could eat and stay alive to feed his family and babies, too.
Well, I didn't know that.
Yes, but suddenly in the last few years, man thinks he's pretty smart now, and he sometimes forgets how he used to live, right along with Mother Nature and us.
Oh, that's too bad.
Yes, but there's still a few men and women who remember their instinct and still hunt just like they used to for millions of years.
Oh, that's good.
And you know, Cleeroy, all those humans that still hunt are really our best friends because they care a lot about the outdoors and our environment and try to help and protect us from civilization and overpopulation.
Oh, well, I didn't know that.
Yes, they seem to be the ones who really understand us and treat us as wild animals instead of as pets.
Wild animals? Wild animals? Who's wild animals?
Well, we're just pretending, but real gorillas and bullfrogs live in the wild and can't talk like us.
Well, all that's interesting, but I want to see some more stuff. Let's see how the girls like the turtles. Boy, they sure are ugly suckers.
They're going to see a huge tortoise or turtle.
You mean like those kung fu turtles?
You mean ninja turtles.
Kung fu, ninja, well, one of those silly fighting turtle things.
Ooh.
Ew, they're ugly. They're big. He's big and ugly. Get up and move. Like staring at I don't want to. He has a lot of wrinkles. I could take a ride on him, but it'd take us forever to get around the zoo with him. Right? Let's go. Yeah, let's go. Yeah. Yeah.
Ooh, wee, yuck. They sure are ugly, aren't they?
Well, I don't know. I thought they were kind of cute. Well, now what are they going to do? Ride those camels? How silly.
Boy, do you see their great big feet? They have big feet so they can walk in the desert sand without sinking.
Yeah, and I bet you don't know what's in the humps of those camels, do you?
I think it's water, isn't it?
Oh, wrong. It's fat, dummy. They have fat in their humps so they can travel for a long time without eating. You know, there's two kinds of camels, Jeradiah. One has only one hump, and it's the Arabian camel. And the kind that's got two humps, that's the Bactrian camel.
Well, Cleeroy, I didn't know you knew so much about camels.
That's right, and I bet you didn't know that camels used to live in the United States until about 175,000 years ago. But now there's no more camels anywhere in the world that's wild.
Oh, really?
Yep, and you know those critters bite and kick too.
Well, that isn't very nice of them, is it?
Nope. Okay, where to next?
How about some crocodiles?
All right. Boy, just look at those teeth. I bet the tooth fairy would go broke having to leave money under that guy's pillow every time he lost a tooth.
Oh, Cleeroy, you think of the weirdest things.
Check out the tiger. He lost all his colors. Where does colors go?
No, silly. That's a white tiger. It's supposed to be that way.
Seems awful strange to me. A white tiger. Geez, what's gonna be next? Hey, I thought they were going to the petting zoo. What are they doing goofing around in that sandbox?
Well, that's a pretty neat sandbox, isn't it? Look at Austin. I think he likes it too.
Hey, there they go again. They're running into the petting zoo. What kind of animals are at the petting zoo, Jeradiah?
Well, there's all kinds of animals there, Cleeroy, like deer and baby goats.
Well, it looks to me like little Austin likes them too. Just look at him trying to pet that deer.
Yeah, but they didn't like him getting quite so close, did they? All of these animals are real tame, and they let people pet and feed them.
Well, what do they eat?
They like the special food that the zoo makes for them. You have to be real careful that they don't jump on you, though.
Yeah, they really like that food, don't they? Hey, I thought this was the zoo. What's the big idea? There's Jennifer, Kalena, and that's Jennifer's brother, Austin, getting on a train. Where are they going anyway?
Well, I think they're getting ready to go home. It's been a long day at the zoo.
Oh, we're not stopping now, are we?
Yes, I'm afraid so, Cleeroy. But it's been lots of fun, hasn't it?
Oh, yeah, but I sure don't want to go. Well, girls, tell all the people bye-bye.
We had lots of fun at the zoo today. See you later. Bye.
See you later. We had lots of fun. Be sure and watch Jennifer's other video called Jennifer's Trip to the Zoo, visiting the bears, lions, and elephants.
Bears, lions, and elephants? I don't know about them lions. Them sort of scary. They eat all them funny things and stuff, don't they?
Yes, but don't worry. I won't let them eat you.
Sounds like fun to me. But we better go now, Jeradiah. I think they're about to turn out the lights. Wave goodbye to everybody.
Wait.